Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are doing a reaction video. I'm looking at what you have tagged me on all over social media. You can tag me on all the socials popping up on your screen now. They're all in the description box below. Do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up right now wherever you are. Just hit the thumbs up button for me and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, just a quick one as well. Please be aware of the scams that go on in YouTubers' comments where people are pretending you've won a prize and to message you on some app I've never heard of. All my socials, apart from TikTok, have a tick next to them and they are verified, and I will never ask you for personal details. I'll never ask you to buy me an Amazon gift card. If there is a giveaway, it will be in the description on this video. I'm not doing a giveaway at the moment, so please don't believe it. Okay, let's get straight into it.
Let's fill this hollowness underneath my eyes. Fix this off. There's only a small amount on there. Right, let's fill it in. I've really hydrated my base before I've put it on. Look at the difference.
Okay, I talk about this a million times. No hate to this individual. Choice of words, perhaps. Let's fill in my hollowness. You can't fill in hollowness. If you could fill in hollow area, I would be filling in here. I'll be filling in here. You can't fill it in with powder. You can make it look smoother. I'm not going to bore you with how many times I have explained this because I swear it's been in every reaction video. It's the way light hits shine. You can see in this video, she eliminates the shine. It eliminates detail. That's what it is. It's not filling it in. It won't fill in your under eyes. Like, I know she's trying to sell something, but also, can we be honest?
When it comes to concealer, placement is key. Look straight. See where your eye naturally creases. Don't apply any product there. Apply it below where it naturally creases. That way, you significantly reduce creasing. And you don't need a lot. I'm applying my concealer first so it can be as full coverage as possible. Once you apply your concealer, you always want to blend the edges. I didn't place it directly under my eye. I went below where my eye naturally creases. Don't go directly onto your face with your contour. Put it on the brush first and then go onto your face. Doing it this way, it's much more blendable and you have a lot more control. But truth be told, you really don't need as much foundation as you think you do. All the foundation I'm gonna need is probably too much. I'm going to fill in the blanks with foundation. I'm lightly taking it up the rest of the face to blend any harsh lines of demarcation. I use foundation more of like a transition shade to just kind of marry all the tones together. Less is always more when it comes to makeup. With this light layer of makeup, it's going to look better the longer I wear it because it's going to mix with my natural skin oils and it's just going to look flawless. For blush, I do like to start on the high points. I slowly bring it down to the top of my contour. This gives me a very seamless gradient. My concealer has been sitting here. It should be really full coverage now. Prep your powder before you blend your concealer. Taking Laura Mercier and I'm dabbing off the excess, lightly blend under the eye. So I always blend and set one eye at a time. This is why it's really important to prep your powder. As soon as you're finished blending, you can set it. Take the translucent powder all the way down the face so that when you apply the rest of the powders, you don't get any patchiness. Once you've lightly set with powder, now you can go in and just apply a little bit more and bake. For contour / bronzer, you want to have a very light hand. If you work in layers, you can build up to that full coverage look without applying on a ton of product. When you're about to clean up your contour using a powder that's darker than the one under your eyes, a foundation colored powder is best. And to avoid that harsh line when you clean up under your contour, flip your powder puff to the clean side and blend it away. Clean, but not harsh. If you really want your makeup to be flawless, you have to use a pressed powder. It gets rid of any ashiness, it brings color back and makes the makeup really last. That is the final look. I hope you guys learned something, and if you did, definitely let me know.
Complexions by Maya Michelle. Follow instantly. That is some incredible advice. So a lot of people would look at that and know my makeup style. You know, they know I don't like baking. They know I, don't like heavy. And I think because it includes a lot of techniques that I considered like online techniques, they may think I don't agree with her techniques or the style, but I actually really like it. I love the explanation. This goes to show you can get that full, if you want it, that full coverage, what I call Instagrammy online makeup look, being careful with your placement and then still achieving high coverage. She did good concealer, but didn't take it up to those areas. She knew exactly why. She knew exactly what worked for under her eye. She knew where to take it up to. She let it sit for fuller coverage, and she thought about what's going to happen. This is why I don't like a lot of online makeup techniques. It's because there's no thought as to the longevity of how long that foundation is going to wear. Under eye creasing when you use too much, all this kind of stuff. She thought about that and she was like, I want this look. This is the look I want, but I know this is where I crease. So here's the correct and good advice. Everything she said, stunning. I really liked it. I really liked that little tip with a sponge, no harsh lines, but still cutting that thing. It just goes to show you, it brought a smile to my face because it just goes to show you can have this very beautiful, she does her makeup stunning, she's so pretty, full glam, and still have it looking, let me go off on a rant, right? There's like academies near where I am, and they teach, I don't mean to be horrible, but they teach makeup in a way that perhaps I wouldn't do it, in perhaps a way that may look great on camera, but it's not very well thought through and it's very visual. So it's so nice to see somebody who is an educator take something like modern makeup and think about positioning so carefully rather than just whacking it on the face. Beautiful, beautiful.
Do you guys see the coverage? 10 out of 10, this is flawless. Run and get it.
Let me tell you. I have bought some things recently that have gone like viral on TikTok. You know, they go viral for a week because the brand says they're viral. And it's been foundations, it's been eyeshadows. It just, it's so true. When people were like, I'm so over people gasping at products that do things that they are meant to do. It's like painting a white wall with red paint and being like, oh my God, it made the wall red. Yeah. It's so true. And of course, that's not for everyone. Of course, there are honest influencers and TikTokers. It's just be wary. Go do a deep dive into products before you buy them.
First thing I'm going to say is if you know who this creator is, please don't tag them and leave them alone. The reason I'm making this video is because I have been asked many times by people in my comments on my video of the Kryolan eye blood if it comes in gold. No, it does not. Now, I have searched high and low for gold and silver eye drops. I have not been able to find them, and in my 8 or 9 years, I can't remember which year I'm up to so far, of professional work in screen and media makeup, I have never seen metallic eye drops. As well as that, I have asked my tutors, teachers, and mentors that have been in the industry for 40 plus years, and they have never seen anything like that. Now, I am 99% sure what this creator is using, and if it is that, I am truly terrified. I truly believe that this creator is using the Mayron metallic powders. These state very clearly not to get them inside your eyes or inside your mouth. So not only is there that unsafe aspect, they are also touching the dropper to their eye, which just causes a plethora of issues, which really just makes me concerned. If you see these videos, if you see gold eye drops, please do not look for them. Please do not listen to people telling you to make your own. It is not safe. You only have one pair of eyes, and once they are fucked up for good.
Listen, I don't know what it is about the need, the want to go viral on TikTok by doing stupid shit. It is unnecessary, especially your eyes. Even small things, right? Like people are, I wonder if I can find one, I think I've been tagging it, where they're putting the lash under here and the glue on it and then blinking and doing this. You don't know what is going to happen to your eye. It could take one little thing and you've messed up your eye. It just, please, I am begging you. If you are thinking of doing something super crazy to go viral, it's not fucking worth it. Because you know, you'll go viral for a week and then what? And then what? How much is TikTok paying you to do that? Be viral by giving good advice.
I'm loving this whole de-influencing trend that's going on, and I want to throw in my opinion as a survivor of beauty YouTube, okay? Because I'm starting to see things repeat themselves. I'm feeling really, really old, and I even feel like for people who were there, you might need a reminder, or maybe this isn't something you learned the hard way, but it is for me. I think that you should really, really hesitate to buy anything that expires off the recommendation of someone who is not worried about it expiring. Any influencer that you're watching is either getting paid for talking about a product or is getting it for free. And those are both fine as long as they're being honest about their opinion, right? But the thing is, they're not thinking about the cost of that to a consumer, most likely. Especially some of these people who've been influencers for a long time, they might be out of touch. And they're also not thinking about actually using that product up. They will never, ever, ever come close to using that product up because there's gonna be a new one next week. For sure. As I said, I've been through this before with beauty YouTube. These girls were literally convincing us that we needed hand sanitizer collections and candle collections and just the idea of a makeup collection. Like, that was such a normal thing to me at the age of like 11 when I got into beauty YouTube. Now I realize I was reaching the age of becoming a consumer at a time when that word meant something totally different than it ever had before. I didn't realize how like weird and abnormal it was to have 17 different blushes that are all the same color. And I didn't think about the long-term effect of that. Like, I'm in middle school, right? Of course I didn't. But it got to the point that I was in college and I'm still influenced by these things, except the products that I bought years ago are now going bad. Right? And so I'm having to throw out all of these like foundations, concealers. And the thing is, at the time that I bought them, if I had really thought about it, I would have known that I could have never, ever, ever gotten through that whole product. But it wasn't something that any of the influencers were talking about. Like, they would say, oh, I know I have a lot of makeup and it's more than anyone needs, but it wasn't something that clicked for me. And even if you learn this lesson, you're still not safe, because I fell back into it for a second once I got TikTok. But a couple months ago, I set kind of a resolution of sorts that I wasn't going to buy anything if I had a comparable product in my makeup stash already. So like, I'm not going to buy any bronzers if I have a bronzer that I like. I'm not going to force myself to use one that I don't like. But the number of products that I would have bought by now because they were trendy is crazy, and they would almost all not be the it product at this point. So think about that when you're buying like the new Makeup by Mario foundation. There's gonna be a new one next month, and you're still gonna be out of date with your Makeup by Mario foundation that's hot right now, you know?
Listen, let me just start by saying something though. Not every influencer is being paid to sell you everything. I personally say no to a lot. I won't just sell anything. I'm surrounded by a lot of things I have purchased with my own money, but I know there are a lot of people who don't do that. However, at least I believe it's correct. There was a point, and I did it recently, where I've changed all my cabinets in this room. This is my filming room, my studio, and I made them smaller because I was like, I do not need this much makeup. The thought now of influencers with a room full of makeup is actually a little bit cringy. I think it's a little bit much. Again, as I said in the video, there are actually, you know what, there are some things down there I need to throw away because they expired. And it's just going to roll on because I'm going to get new ones. Today alone, I've received 5 blushes and 4 highlighters. I've received 6 lip products. I received, what else did I get today? I can't even remember. And it's Monday. I'm 100% grateful because it gives me content to make. But once I make that content, it's so difficult as an influencer to be... So difficult as an influencer. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, it's so difficult when you're an influencer to, in your mind, to remember to reach for that product you really like. I keep talking about the Rem Beauty Concealer. Loved it. Have I used it more than twice since I did the review? No, because I moved on to other ones. And now I forgot I own it because it's over there in my concealer drawer full of about 20 other concealers. It's true. It's so true. And I can't deny it. Well, no. What did I just do? There's no denying everything that was said in that clip. But here's the deal. I do think, especially back when YouTube started, they were selling products to you, but it was always a similar product. It was always like, and I think I mentioned again this recently. So say, for example, I have the Sigma palette. It's what's on my eyes right now with this eyeshadow on top. I would use this palette maybe in like every video, for older YouTubers, there were Morphe palettes, right? They'll be using the same Morphe palette for a really long time until a new one came out. And then you could go months and months and be like, I need to get that Morphe palette. I need to get that Morphe palette. Now, it's like this. I went to go and buy that new Maybelline powder, gone, sold out. And you know what? By the time it's back in stock and by the time I have it, no one will give a fuck anymore. No one will care. No one will care about that powder because there'll be a new one. I reviewed Makeup by Mario. Will I be using it again and talking about it? I'll be using it again, maybe on camera, but I won't be talking about it like, because there'll be a new one. It is so true. It is so true. I don't care about eye palettes expiring. I know it's on my eye. I don't care. I will use a palette I have from 2-3 years ago, even though the thing says 12 months. Do not care. Concealers, I'm a little bit more wary of. Glosses, I'm a little bit more wary of. Mascaras, eyeliners, definitely more wary. But TikTok to me is a huge culprit of churning out viral product, because people think they're going viral by trying a viral product. You have to buy this. Beauty TikTok works on this this platform that you need to buy this product to have relevant content. And it's kind of boring, and it's kind of to see that a product's always viral. And you know what? A lot of the time they're not viral, because I received briefs with things that say this product is viral and it hasn't been released yet. We're being told what's viral. We're being told what's and most of the time it's not the case.
Part 2, how to use the new e.l.f. correctors. We're using the green today. So you might know what the green corrector does. If not, all you have to know is green cancels red. Let's go ahead and really blend that out. If you're just getting into correctors, start with a smaller amount. I've used this before and I know this is how much I need. Now we're not gonna swipe, we're gonna start to tap. Look at that already. Just take your time. And we want a smaller brush because we don't need the green here. We just need it on the redness. Makeup is so much fun. Look at this. It's starting to match again. No matter what corrector you're using, let that dry down at least 30 seconds. Add your foundation. And again, tap. We don't want to disturb all of that hard work we just did. And there you have it. Now stay tuned for part 3.
That's such an incredible example of color correction at its finest. Done correctly with a really great amount of product, not too much. Color correctors should be tinting the skin, a veil of product on the skin, and you change the tone of the corrector depending on the depth of the correction you need to do, not the amount of product. So say for example, deep under eyes, dark under eyes, if it's quite light, you use a lighter peach. If it's really, really dark, you can go dark in your corrector, but you don't need more product. It's the tone of a product that you need to change. Beautiful example. I love that. Love that.
This is weird, but if I'm in a rush, I'll take blush and I will swirl it in an outward motion like this all over my eyes and cheeks and temples at the same time. It basically just allows you to get color into your eye sockets, on your temples, on your cheeks, and just kind of gives you overall color and wakes you up.
Someone tagged me in this and I think they thought that it was shit, but it was really good. It's a really great example of like a monochromatic, catching all the areas that lift the face, add depth, and including it in one sweep. I think that's a really nice idea. I think that's something you could do with bronzer, blush as was displayed in that video. I think that looks beautiful, and I think you can just literally put on a lip balm and mascara and you're good to go. Again, because it catches all those points. Nice. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. I would love to know your opinions on the videos you saw in today's video below. Do give this video a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.